What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex. You're watching the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series. We're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of movies. Let's talk about Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is a film that has gained a huge fan following ever since its original conceptualization back in 2010 or 2009, I'm not exactly sure, but I remember that Guillermo del Toro was talking about this film a long time ago, and then nobody really knew what it was going to be, but we all knew that it was going to be something exciting because he imagined giant robots, these huge freaking robots versus giant kaiju monsters, and we've never seen a film like this ever from Hollywood, okay? We've never seen something like this, and to have Guillermo del Toro direct something as big as this, monsters and robots, was something that got the fans excited. And on top of that, we were always wondering, what is Guillermo del Toro going to work on next after Hellboy 2, The Golden Army? Well, Pacific Rim came out in 2013. It had a 72% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but unfortunately, it didn't quite hit big, at least not in the domestic box office, with a $190 million production budget, not to mention the marketing budget. The movie only really made $102 million at the domestic box office, but it did really sell well in China. It sold really well in China, and the total foreign market made up $309 million. And I'm not sure how much China made up of that, but I know it was a huge chunk. Anyways, at the end of all this, it made $411 million worldwide, not $411. And because of that, Warner Brothers or rather Legendary Pictures was pretty excited. They got pretty excited. At first, the domestic box office just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough to get the studio heads anxious or willing to work on a sequel for Pacific Rim. It just wasn't enough momentum. But then after the box office from China came in, then they were like, okay, we could actually work with this, okay? This is actually pretty decent. At $411 million, that's something we can work with. Now it's actually happening. Pacific Rim 2 is confirmed. Guillermo del Toro is coming back, and the release date for Pacific Rim 2 is April 7th, 2017. Confirmed, okay? That is really, really exciting. Now, the interesting thing about this is, what are they going to do? What is the concept for the next movie? And who are they going to fight? Is it going to be more or less of the same thing that we saw in the previous film? Well, what I would want for the next film is that, of course, we'll see something new and fresh and different. And you know what? With Pacific Rim 2's concept, it's really about the idea of big robots fighting big monsters, all right? Robots versus kaijus. That's what it is, okay? So you have to still keep that essence, not change that up too much. The kaijus came from a portal, and eventually they came out from under the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, right? So, you know what? You can make different portals. Maybe they come from space or the sky, or, they teleport in the middle of the city. It doesn't matter, okay? At the end of the day, you still have to have robots versus monsters, right? But how are they going to make it any different without straying away from the original essence of the original concept? Well, the idea that I had in mind was that you're going to have robot on robot battle, okay? Robots fighting robots, destroying cities, wrecking buildings. They're not only going to fight the aliens. They're going to end up fighting each other. Now, the reason why this would happen, a lot of people might be thinking, why would they fight each other? That's just stupid, okay? Well, the idea is, there could be a number of reasons why what do they call themselves again? I forgot what they called it, but the pilots, okay? There could be a number of reasons why the pilots would want to fight each other. For example, maybe it's one of the warring countries, or maybe the team from the Jaeger team from Australia doesn't like the Jaeger team from America, and they start fighting for whatever reason, superiority or something. Maybe they've been getting in each other's heads or getting under the skin because one says that they're better than the other. Or maybe there's something like mutiny. Maybe it's like a domestic thing, like terrorism, like USA versus USA or something. Like maybe an American terrorist gets a hold of one of their Jaegers, and because of that, then you have an American Jaeger having to fight this terrorist with a Jaeger. Okay? Or maybe there are two warring factions, but then which are humans, and then they find out that there's a super kaiju coming out from somewhere who's going to invade, and they have to put their differences aside, and they have to fight together. Two battling Jaegers, they have to put their differences aside and go into battle with the super kaiju. Okay, that would be interesting. That would be something different from what we've already seen, okay? Now, with regards to the original film, I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was decent. I thought it was something fresh. I thought it was very innovative, and I thought it was something that had more potential to be a better movie. I have no problems with the robot fighting. All the action was great. It was just that I found that there was poor acting, and the characters are just very dry, okay? And the pacing of the film is really just, I don't know, it's kind of like Michael Bay style, where you have all this drama at the beginning. You get rid of the drama in the first half of the film, or maybe the first third of the film, and the rest of it's all action at the end, which is fine, if you have the patience for that. But what I would have liked to see is more, just little action sequences in the beginning and the middle, just to get us ready for the big one at the end. I was watching the running time, and it was just a little bit over an hour before we got to the main battle, okay? So, if they can fix up the pacing a little bit, that would be great. Now, I wouldn't mind if they brought in new actors. I mean, after all, there are Jaegers all over the world. They're represented they represent a different country, so it would be cool if they started talking about Jaegers from other countries to be the lead of the movie. All right, I wouldn't mind that. Another thing I wouldn't mind is that how about we take the battle out of the ocean? Okay, because when you have the battle in the ocean, it's dark. There's a lot of things going on. The camera is usually pretty up close to the action. The 3D just doesn't look good. Okay, the 3D. It's a post-conversion. Guillermo del Toro said it himself that he did not really want his film to be post-converted into 3D. Now, they can make it work if they worked with the IMAX 3D cameras that Michael Bay used in Transformers Age of Extinction. That would totally work. But also have the fights during the daytime. Okay, let's not have them all at night with water splashing everywhere, and there's just so much sensory overload. I wouldn't mind that. That would make the battles and the fights a lot better. Okay, they are pretty awesome. I have to say they are pretty awesome. Smash, bang, boom. Very, very cool. But I think they could be improved had they had they been shot a little bit differently. Okay, so that's what I have to say with regards to Pacific Rim 2. Now, Guillermo del Toro is already working on Pacific Rim 2. Apparently he's going to spend 9 months designing everything, which includes the Jaegers, the Kaijus, and the whole concept of everything else, like what the future looks like, what their uniforms look like, and all the technology. He has to design all that. So he's going to spend the next 9 months working on that, and then after, in the meantime, right now he's really just having meetings with his writer, okay, and getting the idea down, getting the script and story perfect before they can start designing things, all right? So that's what's going on with the Pacific Rim 2. Very, very exciting stuff. If you are a fan, Pacific Rim 2 is coming April 7th, 2017, and most likely we're going to see an IMAX 3D release of this film. Whether it's going to be post-converted or an IMAX DMR presentation, we don't know, but I would love to see either it shot in 3D or shot in IMAX and then post-converted afterwards, or completely shot in IMAX 3D. That would be sweet. I'm totally down with the IMAX 3D presentation. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. How do you guys feel about a Pacific Rim 2 movie happening? Would you like to see Hellboy 3? Or what kind of things would you like to see in Pacific Rim 2? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. See who really has I guess a more artistic vision, or a more true vision. You know, I